two brothers, Michael Nunes.
Recently, I was listening to an interview on public radio. There was a teacher talking about how she had followed the progress of her students for more than 20 years. She discovered that the students most likely to succeed in life were not necessarily those with the most intelligence, or those with the most talent, or even those with the best looks. The students most likely to succeed in life were those with grit and determination. Madam Contestant, fellow Toastmasters, when I was a young boy, I was told I had a pretty high IQ. When I went to school, I used this as an excuse. I didn't bother to study for tests and exams. I believed I could just sail through school without any effort. In reality, I barely scraped by. My mother was a very talented pianist, and she wanted to teach me to play the piano. And after a few weeks, I was playing pieces by some of the great composers, like Mozart. But it was tedious and time-consuming to practice every day. So what did I do? I quit. A few years later, I was given a musical aptitude test, and I was chosen to be part of a small orchestra. But they wanted me to start with the triangle. Seriously? And the tambourine. Really? I wanted to start with the clarinet and the violin. Well, they totally refused. So what did I do? I quit. When I was 10, I took up judo. And for 4 years, I fought the same guy. My father had to drag me off to judo classes twice a week, but I never enjoyed it. So what did I do? I quit. It was much the same with other sports. I tried cricket, rugby, and soccer, gymnastics, even table tennis. I gave them all up. I never finished anything I started. Now, I didn't tell you earlier that I had a younger brother. My brother Andrew was 6 years younger than I was. Now, his IQ was tested in the genius range. He was a really bright kid, but despite his aptitude, he was never afraid to try something new. And if he didn't succeed, he would try again. He never gave up. Andrew was tall and thin, and he had no sporting ability whatsoever. So he didn't waste his time with sports. From his first day at school, he studied hard, he did his homework, and the result was he was at the top of his class his entire school career. Now, Andrew's goal in life was to become a nuclear physicist. And everything he did in life was with that goal in mind. He loved to learn. He loved to read. He wouldn't go anywhere without a book in his hand. He would read while walking home from school. He would get home, flop down on the sofa, and carry on reading. He would go to sleep at night with a book in his hand. Reading was his life. When Andrew was 16, he was diagnosed with an osteosarcoma, which is a kind of bone cancer. And his doctors were forced to amputate his entire right leg at the hip. It was heartbreaking to watch him struggle to walk with his prosthetic leg, and he spent more and more of his time in a wheelchair. But the amazing thing about my brother, he never complained about his cancer, and he never gave up. His final year in high school, he graduated with honors. He was given a full scholarship to a premier university. His first year, In university, he was in the top 5 in his class. What a lot of people didn't realize back then was that same year he had 3 separate operations to remove tumors from his lungs. I will never forget the evening that my brother died. I still miss him, and I think about him every day. 30 years have passed since my brother died, and I only recently discovered and understood the gift that my brother gave me all those years ago. And it was the gift of grit and determination. My brother never gave up, no matter how many times he was knocked down. I was never knocked down. I was never around long enough because I was afraid to fail. The world is filled with intelligent, talented people who will never succeed because they never give themselves a chance to fail. Don't let 30 years pass you by as I did. Use my brother's gift of grit and determination and never, never